Long Beach niggas be putting it down.
Yeah.
Dogtown
Okay.
gangsters make the world go round.
That's what's up.
On the line, we have the legendary West Coast hip hop icon, Badass. What up, Badass?
What's up? What's up, world?
Explain to us what it was like growing up in Long Beach in the 80s and 90s for anyone who doesn't know.
Oh, it was nostalgic, man. I used to play video games at this burger stand that's still right there called Hamburger Dance. I used to be like 5, 6 years old, going over there playing like fucking. I think they had maybe Pac-Man. I don't know. It was some little game they had. Yeah, all that stuff. I was go over there with a pocket full of quarters and play that. I used to skate down to the beach. I learned how to ride my bike right across the street from my high school. And not even knowing I would go to high school there, I was like 6 years old, like Christmas of '81. And I learned how to ride my bike, and I used to ride my bike down there to the beach and stuff. I live about 7 blocks from the beach when I was a kid, so I used to run down there, and, you know, I just enjoyed everything as far as being by the beach, and I didn't really trip that, you know, every city didn't have a beach. You know, I thought it was kind of something that was common to every city until I got older and start realizing that some cities are, you know, coastal cities, and they have, you know, the beach in their cities, and some towns are inland towns and they don't, you know?
Yeah.
So for me to go up there, it was kind of cool just to be that close to the ocean and to be able to see something so big and grand just as a kid. And, you know, I take my kids, like I took my daughter a couple years ago was her first time just seeing the ocean, and I filmed it, and it's just a priceless clip to me. And she's like, the pool, when she first seen it, she said, I want to get in the pool. She's like 2 years old, and she's like, I want to get in the pool. So she had already been in the pool, and she never seen the ocean, so when she saw it, and she said, I want to get in the pool, it was so cute to me. And I was like, that's not a pool, honey, that's the ocean. And she's like, the ocean.
That's awesome.
Backbone, so.
That's awesome, man. Who are some of the people that Badass grew up listening to?
Everything in hip-hop that was around my age. One of my favorite and first hip-hop songs that I ever memorized is The Message, and by Melly Mel.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like so dope to me. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the yeah.
I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
That's a classic joke.
I love Ice Cube version of it because he was like one of the first ones to ever do it big, like on that beat after it was like kind of old, you know. So when he did Check Yourself with DOS Effects, and then shortly after that, I got the Run DMC and the Beastie Boys and the LL Cool J, and I used to be a big Third Base fan, and like Tribe Called Quest, all the early, you know, dope hip hop, you know, groups. You know, when I was a teenager, it was a kind of a flood too. You know, kind of like it is now. It's like a surge. Like hip hop had like got repopularized, and you know, in my teenagers, it seemed like it was so many rappers. Like everybody that kind of shaped the '90s
Mm-hmm.
and came out after NWA. It came out after you know, the post Dr. Dre era when he came with Snoop.
Mm-hmm.
All of the people that was coming out right then, from Mobb Deep to Wu-Tang to everybody that came out from the late 80s, like 89, 90, 91, Chubb Rock. You know, everybody, it was like a surge, and there was just so many dope MCs. That then you had cats like Big Daddy Kane still rocking back then. He was still dropping stuff, and you know, Cool G Rap, and it was you know, it was dope. It was actually kind of like overwhelming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hip hop was a beautiful thing at that time. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, it had got to a point where it was like I was so mesmerized by it. If I wasn't gonna be a rapper, I was probably gonna be one of the biggest hip hop fans ever. You know.
When did you decide that, you know what, I think I want to do this for a living?
I had always rapped as far as like young. Rap was something that I probably wrote my first rap when I was like 9 years old or something. A kid, like, you know, just playing around, not thinking anything would ever transpire from that. Music wasn't even something that I thought, you know, oh, I could make this. It was just something that we heard, and me and my cousins, they would come over, we would record on my little tape recorder and make songs and, write raps down and recite them and stuff like that. So
Nice.
it was always something that was just part of me. And then when I was a teenager, I just got serious about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm a rap. And I started messing with it, and a couple of my close friends, I shared it with them first, and just their reaction kind of kept me going every time because they was seriously impressed. And I could tell, so I just kept rocking with it. And before I rapped for anybody, as far as my own stuff that I was serious about when I was a teenager, I probably had wrote like 10, maybe 15 raps, and I remembered them, and I practiced them. It took me months, and then, but it did happen kind of fast because it wasn't like years. I started writing raps. And then, probably 6 months, I had 15, 20 raps that I did. So we'd go to parties, and we start going to parties, let me only rap on the mic. And they would play instrumentals, and I would say these raps. You feel me? So it wasn't even full songs. It would just be maybe a long verse, or not even a measured out verse. It wouldn't be a 16 or a 12, or it might be 20 bars, it might be 8 bars, it might be whatever, So I would just write the whole paper. I would write like a regular school lined paper, like college ruled lined paper. I would just write from the top and write all the way to the bottom of the page. Then shortly after that, I'd say 14, 15, about 16, I met Snoop.
Being from Long Beach, how did it feel being a hip-hop fan and hearing Long Beach on a song by people like the Twins and by people like Snoop in the early 90s? How did you feel being from Long Beach?
It was surreal. It really was. And, a lot of people like Warren G used to live on my grandmother's house, so I seen Warren G as a kid. I don't know how old when was the first time, but maybe 10 years old. My cousin was cool with him, and I used to break dance and pop lock, and my cousin told me, he took me over there to break and pop against him a couple times, and I remember, but I didn't know Warren G, or I didn't know that was him,
Right.
My cousin is older than me, and he's probably the same age as Warren G. Warren G about 3 or 4 years older than me, and my cousin is about the same, maybe 5 at the most. But they they was a little closer, and they used to hang out and talk. And so when I really recalled meeting Warren G, I was about 15, maybe 14, going to high school, and he said date a girl, and Snoop and him had started kind of getting a buzz in the city, and everyone be like, that's Warren G, that's the DJ Warren G, that's Snoop Dogg's DJ, And then Warren G went with his girlfriend was a girl that was in my class, So he used to come pick her up from school in his little beat up Rico and shit, and I don't even know if it was beat up. I know it was an older Regal, and it was I don't think it was super clean tight like that,
Yeah.
Probably one of his first cars. But I remember it was he was probably fresh out of high school too. Him and Snoop were they hadn't did the Dr. Dre thing yet,
They were just buzzing on the local scene.
Yeah, but I had seen Snoop too when I was younger, but my uncles and my family kind of reminded me of that. But they used to hang in front of my uncle's house. But I was young, and they was teenage. I was probably 10, and they was 15.
Yeah.
So they used to hang out right there. But my uncle knew him, and my aunt and a couple other my family members had knew him, and so just from being around, and when I started hanging with him, it was already we already connected with a whole lot of people. I used to live on the street when I was little, and they said Snoop used to be over there. So, he grew up. We've been around each other, all our life. So, bottom line, I lived on a street called Hellman when I was, 2, 3 years old. I remember it, but, barely. I remember certain people from over there, certain little things. I surely don't remember Snoop Dogg, or even, him. So, just depicts, his face. But, anyway, I was told, he used to come over there when he was young. He was probably 5 years old. He might have been 8 or 9 or something at that time. But they say he used to go over there. And I guess he was fresh in Cali at that time, around that time, whatever time he came, or if he was maybe a little later. But I know that they used to tell me that because my aunt told them that she used to make them chicken, or he used to always tell her to make chicken, and she gave them some chicken.
You have an iconic verse. I mean, in my eyes, it's up there. It's one of the top 20 verses in rap history on the song "Crazy" with Tupac.
Oh, that's what's up.
Puffin' on lie. I mean, you know how many times I smoked weed to that song, and your verse. It's hard to get on a Tupac song and outdo Tupac, and I can honestly say, being a Tupac fan myself, that you outdid Tupac.
God help me out here, cause I'm possessed. I need the root of all evil for my stress. This money's like a strong prescription drug. It's got me addicted to the pleasure and the pain it inflicted.
Can you tell us about the time recording that song and what you remember?
Yeah, it was like a really memorable, epic day. I had went in to say what's up to Tupac. Me and Snoop had came to the studio, and they had the studio in front. We had to pass by their studio to go. Like, they had A and we had B, and they were like two big $1 million studios. It was beautiful, and Pac and them was in there recording it. And even the last couple of days, I had been stopping in saying what's up to those guys. Those my guys, and I'd already did songs with Pac. We was already cool, you know. Mm-hmm. Did a lot of shit together. So
you guys had
I
a
was
song
just going
before
to
that?
say what's up. Huh?
You guys had a song before that? Sorry, I don't know that.
Yeah, actually a couple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
sure.
So
no, go ahead.
And so we was just tight, and I was going to say what's up to him, and I went in there, and they always had like drinks and weed and food and shit. And when I went in there, we used to smoke cigarettes. So I came in there and I was smoking cigarettes. I had Newports and shit. Pac was smoking, and the Outlaws in there smoking. They was drinking Hennessy and doing songs, and they was working on Crazy. And I came in, what's up, everybody? You know, I was probably in there like 10, 15 minutes. What's up? How you fools doing? What y'all got going on, man? What y'all fools on? Roll a blunt. Let me smoke one. Let's smoke one. So we all doing all that regular greeting, and then pour me up a little drink, you know, light up a cigarette, smoke a little weed, and then they working on the song. I'm hearing the jam, and Tupac had did the first verse. He was just like finishing the first verse, and he probably wrote it, and then shortly before I came, and then while I was there, he recorded it, like, you know. Mm-hmm. So he went in the booth and dropped it, and then he came out, and they have all the extra shit. He didn't even have let me get a cigarette, dog, yet. Yeah. So he just recorded the first verse, and then he came out, and then I guess he did the hook and whatever, and he went back in, and then he did his second verse, and it was probably like 15, 20, maybe another 30 minutes, real quick, it wasn't long. And then he let it play a few times. Now, mind you, now I'm vibing. I've been in here probably less than an hour, but I've been in here like 45 minutes now, and it still wasn't long, maybe. But it was getting close to an hour, and Pac was like, after Outlaws, like once, hey, somebody ready with their verse? They're like, no, yeah, you know, we're not ready yet. And everybody was writing. Everybody had pens and pads, and they were standing by their pads and, you know, drinking and still talking and chilling, but just working on their shit. And I don't know, he just asked me, like, out the blue, like it was meant. It was meant for me to be on it. You know,
dude,
that was meant. He just said, "Badass, you got something for this?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" And I just went in there and did it right then.
I'm looking at the lyrics right now. I just have the lyrics in front of me, and they're giving me chills. No bullshit. I mean, what the fuck were you on? Not saying you were on anything, but where were you at headwise when you fucking wrote this verse, dog?
I wrote the verse like a day or two before that, and it was all. All of that shit is like, this shit is spooky because I wrote the verse a couple of days before that, right? Okay. I had a stress, some kind of, now I won't say like a breakdown, but I had like this. I got real stressed out.
I felt that in the song. Go ahead, keep going. I felt that.
I was all fucked up. So, and it was all like, it was everything that was going on. Like, it was like, imagine being like almost, it's like heaven, and then everything just started fucking up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not bad yet, but you could see I could see see like the disruption. I could just see it. Like I could see like the frequencies was like getting fucked up. It was like fuzzy. It was like, you know, it was like fucking up. And so I sat in the studio a couple of days before that, and I was like tripping off my homies, and I was like, damn, like, you know, and there was no one person in particular. I was tripping off of like the whole death row structure and, you know, like what we had going on. And we was like, at that point, I had, imagine, you know, getting serious about rap and wanting to do something, and then I'm hooked up with Snoop. And I know Snoop for like 2 years before I even rapped with him. You feel me?
Okay.
So it was like, I hung with him, kicked it with him, went here with him, did this, smoked weed with him, played him my songs. He played me his shit, you know, even went to the studio with him and seen him record, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I've been to his house. I have been to his house with him before I recorded with him, everything, you know? So, like, I was just kind of, you know, coming from a place where I was just starting to get some money. I had money, and it wasn't a lot, but I had a few thousand. Like, I was up. I had more money than I ever had in my life, you know? I might have $50,000, $60,000 in the bank. I had a nice, you know, apartment and, you know, nice furniture. Everything was just like, it was like surreal, you know?
Yeah.
Couple of cars and shit, few chains, and, you know, everything was just like, damn, like I was dreaming for all this shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I probably had 10, 20 bands in my pocket, you know? Everything was beautiful. So I was just like, damn, this money, and then it start seeing like negative shit, like this happened and this happened and this happened, and then, you know, one of the homies come in like just mad or something, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why we like rich and everybody mad? And or it's a negative, weird like essence, you know? So I sat down and I was like, it's the money.
Something about the paper with the pictures of the president's head. Damn, it's like a motherfucking plague that spread. It's epidemic, forgotten, it got worse. I keep my head on straight, making money cause it's current. Making money makes a difference day by day, so we gotta stay paid, no doubt, day in and day out.
Like, we all wanted to get this bread, and we talking about it all the time, and we having fun, but I'm like, what is the most important part of this? I'm like, the music, the camaraderie, like, we love each other more than this money. And that started making me feel like, okay, it was really a release, because I wrote all this stuff down, and I was feeling this because money was like plaguing us. And it became like you said, a classic hip hop song. It became one of the best records. But that was something that I wanted to put in hip hop. When I decided that I was gonna do it, I want to do something great. I want to do a song that's big, that one day people will look at, and still I got other ones too. But that song did what it was supposed to do. If I never made a song as big or as deep, you know. I've met a lot of people like that. I've listened to that song and had like the happiest feeling. Heart out. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that song is just it is what it is. It's just one of those real emotional, spiritual songs. Pac was on what he was on with it. I was on what I was on. He asked me to get on it. I did it. When I remember him running out the booth like, man, when I came out the booth, he just hugged me like, you made the album, like, that's fucking amazing. And I was young. I didn't even know how dope it was. I ain't gonna lie. I was rapping. I was just rapping. I knew it was dope. Don't get me wrong, but I didn't know it was that. It took me 10, maybe 12, 15 years to realize that was as potent as it was, you know?
I hate this phrase, but I'm going to use it because it's the best way to describe it. But what do you remember about the whole media-created East Coast versus West Coast beef? And because you were right there in the fucking thick of everything.
Well, the beef, it was dumb because, you know, I think that people, we kind of say the media. I just think the media, they didn't start it. I think they kind of propelled it and generated it, kind of gave it fuel, like put fuel on the fire. But Tupac had came from New York, and he was already turned up.
Rap star Tupac Shakur is in a hospital recovering from serious gunshot wounds.
Rap star Tupac Shakur was entering the street-level lobby of an 8th-floor recording studio near New York's Times Square after midnight when 3 robbers confronted him and his friend.
They ordered him to the floor, Tupac resisted. He was shot numerous times, at least twice in the head, once in the left arm, once in the thigh, once in the groin area.
And before that, Tupac was in jail, and we went to New York, and it was a crazy little vibe. You feel me?
What do you mean?
So, Tupac hadn't even came to Death Row yet in '95 when we was at the Source Awards, and Snoop was like, "Y'all don't fuck with Snoop and Dr.
Were you
Dre."
there?
They was like, blowing them. Yeah, I was there.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Yeah, I was right there. I was in the front. When Snoop was saying that, I was sitting in the front row.
Dude, tell me about that vibe that night. I need to know. You were there.
Oh, it was crazy. We didn't know. We was tripping. Like, we was ready to shoot the shit up if we had to.
Yeah. Seen a car full of girls, ain't no need to tweak. All you search know what's up with 213.
First of all, I'd like to thank God. Second of all, I'd like to thank my whole entire Death Row family on both sides, you know what I'm saying? I'd like to tell Tupac to keep his guards up. We ride with him. And one other thing I'd like to say, any artist out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star, and don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the videos, all on the record, dancing. Come to Death Row.
When he battled Method Man, I was rapping. When Corrupt battled night, I served 2,000 MC. It was really like about 150, 200 New York niggas out there. But we was all out there, and niggas battled like damn near every familiar face you seen.
Yeah, you was there.
Yeah, I was right there standing next to Corrupt.
The night I served 2,000 MCs, hey live. Cause can't none fuck with the DPGs.
Me and Daz was there. Me, Daz, we was all right there.
Damn.
Snoop, we was hanging out. We was hanging out in New York, and it went up. So look, now, you know, when we get home, niggas was working on projects already. You feel me? Niggas was working on projects, so we went straight to the shit. Boom. They went straight to the thing. DJ Poop, Biggie already rapped on that beat.
I know you're thinking, well, goddamn, what he drinking? The cookie leather. No other beer feel better. I used to be a hustler. Now I'm a 22 brew guzzler. Other beers I'm not loving you. Forget the great taste, it's less filling. I'd rather have some eyes and some dimes in the crib chilling, or in the six relaxing. Honey's in the back, cracking 6-packs, rubbing my back. Big Papa, you all that.
Yes.
Biggie St. Ives commercial was hard as fuck.
Yeah, I'm
Nigga
bumping it right now.
took that beat and aired it out.
No.
I was there when he did.
Dog, that's crazy. What? We're watching it right now.
So everybody took it with like a dish, you know? And then when Snoop started kicking the buildings, I don't even know why he took that, because that was, Snoop just did that because it was like tight on green screen. You feel me?
You guys had a brief scene in A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, and your big hit with the LBC crew was Somebody Somewhere.
Yeah, Beware My Crew. That's my baby.
Somebody somewhere, best beware my crew. Somebody somewhere, best beware my crew.
That's my debut record. That's the first record, professional record I ever put out. First record I was came out on a label, released. First record that I got paid like good money. I think the first money that we touched off that was like $25,000 a piece. You know, like it was crazy. So, and then Snoop told us, yeah, we want to be in a movie. I was like, what the fuck? Are you serious? So yeah, that's my baby. I always love that record, and you know, I always share a little bit about that record, which is good for me these days. Just a part of my story that I liked everything that I had heard from Dog Pound. That was the first thing that I didn't like, and I told Snoop, and I'm glad that he did me how he did, because I've watched Snoop do this as an example. I go, hey, or I see someone saying at the particular time, like, hey, I don't like this record. He's like, all right, cool, don't rap on it. And that's it. You know, he'll do a hit record on the beat and keep it moving and let you regret it, you know, if that's what you do in your head, or let you regret it later. But that particular record and how Snoop was fucking with me, he didn't do that to me at that time. And I didn't expect him to, or I didn't know what he was gonna say. I really didn't want to rap on it. He was like, "We're rapping on this today," or whatever. He pulled it up. Like, I didn't have no choice of it. He just pulled the beat up. This was it. And everyone, I think everybody was like feeling it, and I was like, I ain't really feeling this. And it was one of the first ones, and I was like, I ain't really feeling it. And then I was trying to think of raps to it, and I couldn't really feel it. And Snoop was like, I was like, man, I ain't really feeling this beat. He's like, badass. This is gonna be a fucking big record. Rap on it. Go write something dope to it. You hard. And it kind of inspired me, and I was like, all right, fuck it. And I wrote what you hear on it. You feel me?
Yeah.
So,
but you wasn't feeling it, huh? Okay.
Yeah. I had to. That was dope for me, because, like I said, that was the artistry in me. I was the artist in me. I didn't feel it. I felt it to when Snoop. It was like homework. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like something that I wanted to do. It was like homework. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So I did feel it enough to tap into the, you know, the feeling of it to make that record stick how I, you know, did it. So of course I felt, because when you said that, it made sense. Like, you didn't feel it, like, damn. Well, it wasn't something that I felt like just organically, like, oh, I like this, I want to rock on this, you know?
Right.
And then when I did it, it wasn't forced, because I'm an artist. I sunk into it. I got in that zone. And like I said, it was good. It's like I looked at Snoop like a sensei, and he was like, badass, like, tackle this beat, like, do it. You know what I'm saying? Like conquer this shit, whatever. You know? He didn't even explain it in that detail, but that's what I got from him. Like, badass, this gonna be a big record. Just rap on it. Like, do your thing on it. Like, you know? Dig into your badass bag and come out what you come with, and that's what happened. So nice. I appreciate that record, and then, like I said, it became my first debut record, first record I ever got a platinum plaque for, first record I could say I made $100,000 off of, and to this day I couldn't even count it. I've been making money off that since it came out.
That's a beautiful thing. You guys went from city to city. I'm assuming you had somebody that hooked you up with guns and shit. You can't be in another town without packing.
Nah, see, Suge is smart. Suge used to have off duty and like retired police officers as security, and regular, like, just hired armed security. Bro, we had Frank, rest in peace. We had so much security that, like, we a lot of the homies. So don't get me wrong, what you saying? That's any person that travels under, that's not a government official, they have to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's not just what would you say, like something that's familiar or a practice that's done by all urban Americans, because realistically, like, I can't get on a plane with no gun. You know what I'm saying? I don't even carry guns like that for real. Yeah. So I'm gonna interview. You know, so at the end of the day, you can't go somewhere in a foreign territory and not be protected. Yeah. You know, it's like how they talk about checking in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some people don't understand that concept, and I forgot what rapper was, but somebody explained it really good. Like, me personally, I don't check in nowhere. And you know, some people, you hear him saying that, and 6ix9ine was trying to make it like some big old negative thing. The way he was, like, people was like punking him to check in, and he was like, you know, I ain't gotta check in. And it's like, for real, if you're a real nigga, you ain't gotta check in nowhere. But somebody said this, and this made a lot of sense. I say, yeah, we don't check in because we've already established relationships in these places, so we do basically check in, but with our homies. When I go to New York, I hit my niggas. I'm in town.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the goon body's gonna come. They right there.
Yeah.
You feel me? I got fools that grew up in Jersey and lived in Cali. I got fools that grew up in New York and lived in Vegas, lived out here. You know how many New York niggas is out here? You know what I'm saying? Since before I ever went to New York, I was a New York nigga. And I went to junior high school with a nigga fresh from New York. You feel me?
Yeah.
Always got people back and forth, you know. So my thing is, as you go get your friends, and then you a rapper like me, like, Jadakiss, that's like one of my rap friends. We don't walk past each other. We smoke blunts with each other. I was in the studio with him in Yonkers like two summers ago. You know him and Styles P. You tap in with your people. You know what I'm saying? So that way you can have armed security. You're going to have the safety of, you know, the locals with you. So you're not going to have to feel like, damn, I need this or I need that. And then I go to dangerous cities like Chicago, Detroit, Baltimore, you know, but you got to be with the right people. You can't just run around that city going to the trap house to go buy some weed and with 40 bands on you and you a famous rapper. Somebody going to kill your ass. Yeah. You feel me?
Hell yeah.
So it's not like we haven't been in situations where things could have happened, but we know how to move. We come from places like that. Like, I'll go eat with the sharks, but I guarantee you I'm going to go find the locals that have ate with the sharks and go eat with them, like have them take me to go eat with the sharks. You feel me?
There you go.
So if I want to go to Brazil and go meet some gangsters out there, I'm finna ask around. And look, the real motherfuckers, you know, it's like coming to LA. If somebody from far away come here and they meet a person and they be like, hey, could you take me to like where the gangsters are? And they really can't. They gonna tell you, hell no, I can't go over there. My homeboy, what's your name? You know, like he could take you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So. And that's just saying when you travel and you know shit, you know, that's how I know I'm not going to go to Miami and just go to the projects with anybody. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm not going to hop in the cab and tell the cab driver, take me to the pork and beans. You feel me? I'm going to call my homies in Miami and be like, wow. And then, hey, man, I'm trying to go check out the pork and beans. Like, man, you got to call the homeboy. What's your name, man? You feel me?
Yeah, yeah.
Same way if somebody want to go to Long Beach and they really want the gutter tour. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Call one of the homies like, hey Snoop, I want to go get it like a real go meet some homies in Long Beach. He gonna tell you who to go with. He gonna like, hey, Young Sag, take that nigga through the hood. You know, take him to go eat, take him to go meet some of the homies and shit. You feel me?
Yep.
The art is meant to be marveled at, and if you put your city on the map, it's art now. You feel me? Kendrick Lamar is art.
Yes.
Snoop Dogg is art. And when you got a city like Long Beach and Compton that got so many celebrities from the, well, if you walk, I was in Compton day before yesterday, and I swear it's really a poor city.
Yeah.
Like Long Beach is rich. We right next to it, and Long Beach is a rich ass city, and Compton is like a poor city, more poor than Long Beach. But my point is, like, look how many celebrities and look how much talent and you know how many beautiful like genius-minded individuals from Dr. Dre to Eazy-E, Kendrick Lamar to all these people from Compton. YG, I love him. He ain't lyrical as fuck, but you know he is just he's a celebrity. Yeah. I love him. He's a dope ass little blood gangbang rapper, and he know how to do it to me. You know, he don't just get on there and just blood this, blood that. You know, he make it entertaining. Come back being booed. It's funny.
And lastly, I want to ask you this last question. Because you have established a name for Long Beach. You helped put Long Beach on the map right up there with Snoop Dogg. What are your thoughts of the new breed of Long Beach rappers, you know, like the OT Genesises, and are you familiar with Stupid Young, the Asian rapper?
Yes. They don't, nobody really gonna tell. Like, if you could tell me about any new one that I don't know, I would be happy. I fuck with Memphis Mo.
Name some.
I fuck with TF Third. I fuck with Kai. You gotta fuck with Young Kai. He's dope. He's upcoming. I might even find him on my label. So many, man. It's a lot of talent. I love Super Young. I like TF Third a whole lot too. That's my little dude. I like his style. And just everybody from Long Beach, man. We got Zaire. We got so many different
Vince
dope
Staples.
Artists, you know what I'm saying?
Vince
Staples is hard as fuck.
He's worldwide. He is helping Long Beach stay on the map, man. I'm proud of that.
He's killing it.